Okay, hello everyone. I decided to do a stream just to code with you guys. So let's start coding, I suppose. I wanted to work on a few stuff. I had a few ideas. So we'll start by looking at what we already have and talk about it for a bit. Right now, all we have is our inventory that shows us different materials we've collected, the upgrade window, breaking rocks, and we've got the generator, which for that we need these materials. Now, currently the generator gives us energy, which we do not do anything with. So I had a few ideas, and I'd love for more ideas, but I want to start with what I've thought of. Which first thing first is a forge. Forge is going to be like the upgrade part, but with more complicated stuff, like turning iron and coal into steel, for example. Second of all, we also need to look at this and look at this. Both of them are technically PNGs, but these have a problem that they're not transparent background. So we need to redesign all of these, although they look awesome. We do need to redesign them, and that includes every single texture from over here. Generator, the iron, the magnetite, the rock. Upgrade specifically doesn't, because that one we drew ourselves. So first, we'll do that later probably. But first thing, we need a new texture for the forge. So what we'll do is we'll grab a new tab, go to pixel art. This is what I currently use. And think of a forge. I was thinking more of an anvil type forge. This is more of a temporary thing. Probably I'll have one of my art friends help me with this because I'm not very good at this. So yeah, we'll do like an anvil. I'm kind of thinking like Terraria style anvil. If you guys haven't played Terraria, you need to change that. Amazing game. So it looks decent. Doesn't look very good, but doesn't look really bad. And for me, that's a win. So that's okay for now. We might want a different gray, like this. That looks okay. So we'll probably do a whole another thing of changing all of the textures. But for now, just every new texture that we make, yeah, like this, we'll do it ourselves and not using AI. I know AI art is very bad for artists, but it's good for like concepts. So I don't have to have buttons, but I also don't need like weird, ugly art. So yeah, now we go ahead, go back to the coding, grab our new texture, give it a proper name, and that name will be Forge. We go to where we do all our textures. That's not how you write Forge. Forge texture, Forge. PNG, kaboom. Now we go to main, where we have the generator, place it. Sorry. Right after. Call it forge. Forge. Now I don't think we need to make it this small. So we'll try that. And we want it to be a bit away, so like 300. Let's try this. That's a bit big. Let's do that. That's a bit small. So what if we do 0.5? Nope, can't do 0.5. Is there an upsample? There's subsample. Okay. What is the opposite of sub? I sometimes use codecs for certain syntax that I don't know, or making long, tedious stuff, but most of the algorithms are man-made. There's zoom. So I did not remember that there is zoom. That's exactly why we have that. So that's a bit bigger. Let's try 3. And we'll raise it up a bit. 40. That's down. 40 up. Boom. Looks great. Now we do canvas tag bind forge button 1. Now we want OpenForge. Now OpenForge is really alike to OpenCrafter. So what we're going to do is we're just going to yoink. I deleted OpenCrafter. I probably shouldn't have done that. Fix that. OpenForge. And we go over here instead of OpenCrafter, right here, OpenForge. And if we test this, boop, it shows the exact same thing, although it is not the exact, it is technically the exact same thing, but once we change it, like giving it a different name, and so, it will be much better. So, OpenForge. We want the close forge. Now, if we go, we do have our new canvas, create text, forging. Okay, so the first thing will be making steel. Now, how steel is made in the real world is combining iron, molten iron, and carbon. Now, carbon cannot be found plentifully in coal. So that means what we're going to do is we're going to add coal to the game, and that will add steel forging. Steel will be a very valuable material. It will be both iron and coal, which both will be relatively hard to get. Now, for coal, it'll be a little bit harder to draw, so let's get right to it. File, new 64 by 64. Yes. We'll do like a simple rock with some coaly boulders all around. Give it a bottom. Fill the coal parts all the way. Fill that. Delete these. Fill these with black. Now this is an extremely temporary coal ore. What do you say? This looks good. It's an extremely temporary coal ore. Just until I get my artist friend to do it. Yes, he is getting paid. It's not involuntary labor. We download that one. Go to our coding again. Grab it, put it in there. Here's our very, very beautiful coal texture. We go through the very minor task of adding the coal ore itself. We start by adding the texture by doing exactly as we have done multiple times. Calling it coal. Adding it over here. Coal. Who would have guessed? Coal texture. Coal should be less than iron, I believe. So like 4. Chance. Let's see. We need to change the chances. All of this should add up to 100. So if I make rock 60, coal 25, iron 10, and magnetite 5. This is pretty balanced, I believe. The inventory, we just add a little boop. Coal 0. That's all it takes to add a new material to the game. Now let's quickly. That's magnetite. Yeah, that's a bit small. Yeah, I should probably fix that. The problem is that we subsample it as the sprite, which is problematic because it's dynamic, and apparently our new dynamics are much smaller. So what we're going to have to do is somehow change this subsample, or I guess there isn't, yeah, the subsample midway. So how we're gonna do that? It should be new material. Once it's chosen, our new sprite. Okay, so what we're going to do is right here, when there's the new material, we have a new sprite and we're changing the sprite. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make a whole new material list, like we've done for all of these. Called material zoom, and an exact same one for material subsample. That's because you can't just do like a negative or a fraction to turn a subsample into a zoom. So they need to have both zoom and the subsample, and if they zoom, subsample is 1, and if they subsample, zoom is 1. Because that's like a multiplier. So we need to add a new call buddy, which is right here. So zoom is 1. Let's try 7. Actually, let's try 3. 1, 1. And that's just rock scale, 1. So if we go back to new material, now instead of just rock scale, you go to material, wait, what? How did we call it? We spelled it wrong, so that's nice. Material subsample, not new material, next material, We're the same over here because we use cubes. Next material. So these need to be specifically string. So quickly fix that. Boom. And now we also need a zoom with the exact same thing. Just material zoom, stir next material, material zoom, stir next material. So now that is alright. That is way too big. I'm assuming this is not the coal, which means something screwed up. And I'm not surprised, because usually stuff don't work in the first try. Because we kept the subsample. Okay, no. What did I do? No, that's disgusting. No. 1, 3, 1, 1. Rock scale, 1. Still big. Why? That was rock. Should not have zoomed, it should have scaled. Okay, coal is alright. Another coal. Again, rock too big. Rock too big. It looks like only rock is too big, although we haven't seen the others yet. Where are the others? It's not such a low chance. Actually, it's 10% and 5%. It's pretty low chance. Not this low a chance. Okay, so everything is too big, which means for some reason all of them zoom at probably the same rate as that, which is wrong. So let's see. The problem is with the zooming. materials. So material subsample, material subsample.do material, because this should be material zoom. Okay. This hopefully solves our issue.